Crime Boss Rock City is a disappointing game that fails to live up to its potential. The actors' performances are lackluster, with boring dialogue and no humor, except for Michael Rooker, who tries his best. The gameplay is repetitive, frustrating, and lacks excitement. The AI is non-existent, with useless partners and mindless enemies. The roguelike element falls flat, forcing players to repeat the same uninteresting missions. The cinematography is poorly executed, and the music selection is limited. The gunplay is decent, but overall, Crime Boss is a far cry from its predecessor, Payday. In its current state, the game cannot be recommended. Minecraft Legends disappoints in its mid-game and post-campaign content. The RTS aspects of the game lack balance, with mobs lacking distinct archetypes and limited strategic depth. Once redstone launchers are unlocked, the game becomes unreasonably easy, dampening the challenge. The post-campaign experience fails to provide meaningful activities, leaving players with a sense of emptiness in their completed world. PvP matches in Minecraft Legends lack depth, often devolving into mindless troop rushes without significant tactics. The price of $40 feels unjustified for the game's 12-hour campaign duration. Additionally, efforts to fortify the wellspring and collect power towers prove fruitless, contributing to a sense of wasted time and resources. Overall, Minecraft Legends falls short of its potential and requires further development to provide a more satisfying and engaging experience. It is difficult to recommend the game at its current price point. Forspoken is a disappointing open-world adventure game. The story feels lackluster, resembling a forgettable made-for-TV film. While the protagonist, Frey, is not terrible, the narrative fails to engage players. The traversal and combat mechanics shine, but they only truly open up after defeating the first human boss. Repetitive audio clips are a sad display for a $70 game. The post-apocalyptic world feels empty and lacks rewards for exploration. Technical issues and asset reuse from Final Fantasy XV result in performance problems. At $70, Forspoken is overpriced for a bare-bones open-world RPG. It falls short of providing an engaging experience compared to games like Red Dead Redemption 2 or Breath of the Wild. It is recommended to wait for a deep sale or consider alternatives. Overall, Forspoken disappoints in delivering a captivating gaming experience. From start to finish, Redfall fails to deliver on its promises, as it succumbs to a multitude of issues that hinder its potential for an engaging and enjoyable experience. After thoroughly exploring Redfall's content, completing the main story, and undertaking all available side missions, it becomes evident that this title offers little in the way of redeeming qualities. The absence of animated cutscenes, poor storytelling, forced and transparent story events, and the majority of lore hidden in tedious notes and curiosities contribute to a lackluster and unengaging experience. Gameplay suffers from a vast, empty world, unimpressive character personalities, uninspiring skill trees, and lackluster AI for both human and vampire enemies. Additionally, clunky inventory and shop UI, along with poor weapon balancing, further exacerbate the game's numerous shortcomings. With subpar gunplay mechanics and limited variation in engagements, Redfall falls far short of the expected standards. Consequently, we cannot recommend it at its full price unless it undergoes significant improvements. Gollum, a stealth game set in Middle-earth, shows promise but falls short in execution. Despite a decent plot and atmospheric visuals, the gameplay is flawed and the technical issues are glaring. Even the developers apologized for the game's quality. Visually, it looks outdated, and the NPCs and Gollum himself are visually unappealing. The core design lacks inspiration and feels like an indie game from a decade ago. While the game introduces interesting characters and has a decent length, it fails to realize its potential. The pricing is also a concern, as the quality doesn't justify the AAA price. Gollum is underwhelming and a waste of everyone's time. It's not the worst game ever, but it's far from satisfying.